Have you ever been there? Everything's perfect, or so it seems. The connection is electric, the texts are flowing, the laughter is easy, and then a shift, a subtle change in the atmospheric pressure of your budding relationship. Her replies get shorter. The space between them grows longer. Suddenly, she's busy. For most men, this is where a cold, primal panic sets in. It's a gut punch that sends your mind racing, replaying every last interaction, scrambling for a foothold. What did I do wrong? Is it something I said? Is there someone else? This moment right here is the fork in the road, and down one of those paths lies the single most dangerous, attraction-killing mistake a man can make, a mistake born of panic, but one that will almost certainly guarantee the very outcome you fear. As a psychologist, I've sat across from countless men who have walked this path, men who had something promising and, in a moment of fear, torched it themselves. They thought they were fixing the problem, but they were actually pouring gasoline on the fire. The dangerous mistake isn't a single action, but a mindset, a panicked, reactive posture that fundamentally misunderstands the nature of female attraction and the dynamics of space in a relationship. Today, we're going to walk down the other path. We're going to unravel why she pulls away, dissect the mistakes that drive her further, and lay out a blueprint for not just surviving this moment, but for turning it into an opportunity to build even deeper attraction. Chapter 1. The Anatomy of the Pull-Away. Before we can understand the mistake, we have to understand the phenomenon itself. When a woman you've been seeing starts to create distance, it feels personal. It feels like a direct referendum on your worth. You might notice the signs creeping in subtly at first. Meaningful conversations dwindle into surface-level updates. She stops sharing the little details of her day. Physical affection, once spontaneous, now feels hesitant or absent. Plans for the future, even for next weekend, are met with non-committal answers. She might be spending more time on her phone when you're together, or more time with her friends than with you. Each of these is a small sign, a little flag that something has shifted. The typical male brain, often future-oriented and solution-focused, sees this as a problem to be solved immediately. We think, the connection is broken. I must fix it. We are problem solvers by nature. If a lock is broken, you get your tools. If there's a conflict at work, you call a meeting. So, when the connection with a woman feels like it's fraying, we grab our emotional toolkits and rush in to patch things up. But this is where we fundamentally misdiagnose the situation. Her pulling away isn't always a broken pipe spewing water all over the floor. Sometimes it's something far more natural and far less about you than you think. One of the most powerful concepts to grasp here is what author John Gray called the wave theory of female intimacy. A woman's sense of self and her ability to give and receive love often moves in cycles, much like a wave. When the wave is high, she feels full, loving, and open. But inevitably, the wave will crash. She pulls into herself, into her well, to process emotions, some old, some new. It's a time of emotional housekeeping. During this time, she may feel overwhelmed, insecure, or simply need to reconnect with herself. It's a natural psychological process that has very little to do with the man in her life. She isn't necessarily pulling away from you. She's pulling into herself. However, there's another dynamic at play, one that is more directly related to you. Women often subconsciously test men. This isn't a malicious game. It's an instinctual vetting process. When things are going well and the initial emotional high of a new connection begins to settle, her evaluative nature kicks in. From a biological and emotional standpoint, a woman's investment in a long-term partner carries significant risk. She begins to wonder, is this guy for real? Is his confidence genuine, or was it just a performance? How does he handle pressure? How will he react when I'm not showering him with validation and affection? So she pulls back. She creates a little distance to observe your reaction. Will you stay composed, a steady anchor in her emotional sea, or will you crumble, revealing a foundation of neediness and insecurity? This test is one of the most crucial you will face, and unfortunately, it's the one most men fail spectacularly. They see the distance not as a test of strength, but as a sign of failure, triggering a desperate need to close the gap. And that's where the dangerous mistake begins. Chapter 2. The Mistake That Kills Attraction. The single most dangerous mistake is this. You start chasing her to fix your own anxiety. This isn't just about sending one too many texts. It's a complete shift in your energy. You move from being the confident, intriguing man she was drawn to to a man desperately seeking her approval to feel okay about himself. Your actions become about calming your own fear of loss, not about respecting her need for space. This panicked reaction manifests in several common attraction-destroying behaviors. The emotional confession. This is often the first instinct. You think, if she only knew how much I like her, how much she means to me, she'll come back. You decide to lay all your cards on the table, confessing your deep feelings in a heartfelt monologue or a long, rambling text. But this is the ultimate attraction killer. Why? Because attraction grows in uncertainty and mystery. When she knows she has you completely, the chase is over. Your confession doesn't come across as romantic. It comes across as desperate. It signals that you are emotionally dependent on her validation. You've just failed her test by revealing that your emotional state is entirely in her hands. You're no different from all the other guys who throw themselves at her. The mystery is gone, and with it, much of the excitement, the over-apology and over-explanation. Your mind starts replaying every conversation. Maybe it was that joke I told. Maybe I shouldn't have said that about her favorite show. You start sending texts like, "I'm sorry if I upset you," or "I didn't mean to offend you the other night." You apologize for things you haven't even done wrong. This screams insecurity. A confident man trusts his actions and doesn't need to constantly seek validation. Similarly, you might find yourself over-explaining your every move. She asks why you didn't text back for an hour, and you launch into a 5-point explanation involving your boss, a dead phone battery, and unexpected traffic. A high-value man doesn't feel the need to justify his time. He's busy. His response would be, "I was tied up with work." End of story. Over-explaining makes you look weak, as if you're asking for her permission to have a life. Trying to win her back with gifts and gestures. This is the supplication strategy. You think a bouquet of flowers or a fancy dinner will smooth things over, but you cannot buy genuine affection. When a woman is pulling away emotionally, trying to win her over with material things feels transactional. It communicates that you don't have the emotional strength to handle the situation, so you're trying to compensate with your wallet. It puts pressure on her, creating an unspoken expectation that she should give you the affection you're paying for. This isn't romantic. It's a bribe, and it rarely works. The escalation of pursuit, aka chasing. This is the most common reaction. Her response time slows down, so you speed yours up. She stops initiating plans, so you start planning for the both of you. You text more, call more, try to see her more. But the more you chase, the faster she runs. Think about it. No one is attracted to desperation. When you chase, you are signaling that she is the prize and you are the contestant. You are placing her on a pedestal. This tells her that you don't see yourself as valuable. You're saying, "I'm lucky to be with you," instead of, "We're lucky to have found each other." The moment she feels she has complete control over you, and that you're terrified to lose her, her respect for you plummets. And where respect dies, attraction is soon to follow. All of these behaviors stem from the same root, a loss of your emotional center. You've made her the source of your confidence and well-being. When she pulls away, she takes your sense of self-worth with her, and you scramble to get it back. This is the dangerous mistake. It confirms her worst fears, that the confident man she was attracted to was just an act, and underneath is a needy, insecure person who depends on her for his happiness. Chapter 3. The Antidote, the Power of Confident Inaction. What should you do when she pulls away? The answer is counterintuitive, but incredibly powerful. You let her go. Now, I don't mean you break up with her. I mean you release your grip. You give her the space she is either consciously asking for or subconsciously creating. This is not about playing games or being manipulative. It is the most genuine and attractive response because it comes from a place of strength, confidence, and respect, both for her and for yourself. Let's call this confident inaction. It's a form of action, but the action is internal. It's about fighting your gut reaction to chase and instead choosing to do something much harder. Focus on yourself. Step 1. Acknowledge and respect her need for space. The first and most critical step is to honor her request for space, whether it's spoken or unspoken. If she explicitly asks for it, don't question or challenge her. A simple, "I understand. I have no problem honoring your request. Take the time you need," is all that's required. If her need for space is communicated through her behavior, the slow texts, the canceled plans, then your response should be to mirror her energy, not to overwhelm it. Don't punish her with passive-aggressive silence, but simply match her level of investment. If she takes hours to respond, you take hours to respond. If her texts are short, yours are too. This isn't about tit for tat. It's about demonstrating that your world doesn't stop when you don't hear from her. You are communicating, "I'm here, but I'm not waiting by the phone for you." Step 2. Turn your focus inward and reclaim your center. This is where the real work happens. That nervous, antsy energy you feel, the urge to text her, to check her social media, to fix things, is a powerful fuel. Instead of directing it at her, you must redirect it at yourself. This is the moment to double down on your own life. Reconnect with your purpose. What were you passionate about before she came along? Your career, your business, a creative project? Pour your energy into that. A man with a mission is infinitely more attractive than a man whose mission is a woman. Reconnect with your friends and family. Don't neglect the other important relationships in your life. Go out with your friends. Call your parents. Socializing with people who care about you is a great way to remind yourself that your happiness isn't dependent on one person. Focus on self-improvement. Hit the gym harder. Clean up your diet. Read that book you've been putting off. Update your wardrobe. When you invest in yourself, you build genuine confidence. This isn't about showing her what she's missing. It's about becoming a better version of yourself, for yourself. The side effect is that you naturally become more attractive. Keep your options open. This can't be stressed enough, especially in the early stages of dating. Until you are in a committed, exclusive relationship, you should not be focusing all your energy on one woman. This isn't dishonest. It's smart. It prevents you from becoming needy and overinvesting before a commitment has been made. It creates a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. A man with options moves differently. He's more relaxed, less outcome-dependent, and therefore more attractive. By doing these things, you are not just distracting yourself. You are actively rebuilding the very frame that attracted her in the first place. A man with a full, interesting life who chooses to include her in it, but doesn't need her to complete it. Step 3. Give her the gift of missing you. This is a beautiful and powerful concept. For a woman to truly know how much you mean to her, she needs to experience your absence. When you are constantly present, texting, calling, chasing, you rob her of the chance to wonder about you, to think about you, to miss you. When you confidently give her space and focus on your own life, you create a vacuum. She'll start to notice that you're not chasing her. She'll wonder why. She'll begin to question where she stands with you, and that curiosity will reignite her interest. Attraction grows in that space you've allowed to form. She will start to remember the good times, the laughter, the connection, and she'll wonder if she's letting a high-value man slip through her fingers. Chapter 4. Navigating the Reconnection. You've handled the pull-away with confident inaction. There's a very high probability that she will reach out. Her curiosity and her renewed sense of attraction will compel her to close the distance she created. When she does, it's crucial not to immediately revert to your old, anxious patterns. When she sends that text, "Hey, how have you been?" Don't bombard her with questions about us or where she's been. Keep it light, fun, and positive. Assume she wants to see you and suggest a definite plan. "I've been great, slammed with your purpose. It's good to hear from you. Let's grab a drink Wednesday night." When you do meet, the goal is not to have a heavy, serious conversation about the relationship. The goal is to have fun and create a positive emotional experience. Let your actions, your confidence, your humor, your focus on the present moment show her that you are the same attractive man she met, or perhaps an even better version. If she brings up the distance, listen without being defensive. Don't fall into the trap of what Dr. John Gottman calls the 4 horsemen of relationship apocalypse: criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling. Avoid defensiveness at all costs. Instead of making excuses, take responsibility where appropriate. A simple, "You're right, I can see how that might have been a lot. I'm working on being more present," is far more powerful than a list of justifications. Show her through calm, empathetic conversation that you are capable of handling conflict constructively. This will make her feel emotionally safe with you, which is a cornerstone of any healthy, lasting relationship. Conclusion. The ultimate reframe. In the end, a woman pulling away is not a catastrophe. It's a crucible. It's a moment that tests your character and reveals the true foundation of your self-worth. The dangerous mistake men make is seeing her withdrawal as a reflection of their value and then scrambling to win that value back from her. This relinquishes all their power and destroys attraction. The correct, powerful, and ultimately more successful path is to see her need for space as an opportunity. It is an opportunity to show her, and more importantly, to show yourself, that you are a man of substance. A man whose confidence is not borrowed from her approval. A man with a purpose, with a life, with standards. A man who respects her enough to give her freedom and respects himself enough not to chase someone who is moving away from him. By letting her go, by turning inward, and by continuing to build your own empire of a life, you don't just win her back. You become the man she, and any other high-quality woman, would be afraid to lose. You become the prize. And that is a transformation that will serve you not just in this relationship, but in every aspect of your life. The chase ends when you realize you are the destination.